Welcome. In front of me is a Samsung Galaxy Flip 7, and today I'll show you how you can go through the setup process of this phone. So, when you boot it up for the first time, you will be presented with a welcoming page and different languages. So we have Vitae, some other ones. Just click on that button that was right here, and then find your desired language from the list. Now it already selected a correct one for me, which is English, though God forbid I want to be in UK. Even UK people don't want to be there, so I'm gonna change it to something else that I at least have a little bit more freedom, specifically of speech. Anyway, next we have connect to mobile network. This step is optional, you can completely ignore this, but there will be a slight difference between how my setup looks like and how yours looks like if the device is absolutely brand new. I'm gonna move on to the next page, agree to the user license agreement right here, which is the only thing that you need to agree to. Do not agree to anything else. If it's not mandatory, you should never give companies more rights than they require already of you. And we have some easy setup with another device, which I'm pretty sure if I unlock my phone, yep, there we go, it shows up. So you can see I can now basically transfer over data. This is automatically going to show up on your phone when you unlock it. I don't know if this is exclusive to Samsung. The phone that I just brought up was Samsung, but I believe this should work between just generally Android, but I could be wrong considering all the applications I can see right here are kind of looking like Samsung ones. So we do have other options. I believe this is like manual pairing, so you can choose Galaxy or Android, iPhones or iPads and something else. And we can obviously set it up manually, which means setting it up without doing the transfer of what I just brought up. So this would be like a brand new setup without including any old phone. So here we have our Wi-Fi page. Now this is something that I was talking about, the slight difference between the setup. It's right here. I have the option to skip it. The reason I have the option to skip it is because I already did the first setup out of the box. So this is not like absolutely new device. It's been taken out of the box, set up once and reset. But if you just took it out of the box, first boot, you are for some reason required to sign into your Wi-Fi or at least have mobile network, because Samsung won't let you use your own device, which you purchased by egregious price, without connecting to network for no apparent reason. You shouldn't need to do this. There is no logic behind it. Other devices can do it, but Samsung for some reason goes like, nope, stop right there, criminal scum, how dare you not connect and give your data away. So I just want to point that out because it's absolutely moronic that you are forced to do this, and God forbid you're somewhere where you don't have network. You can't use your phone, basically, at least set it up. So, in any case, I'm going to be skipping it because screw you, Samsung. Yes, I don't care. Now, I do want to point that out because I don't have any kind of network connection. This is one of the things that will happen. So, I won't be able to connect to internet. Wait, what? Requires to set up a eSIM mobile plan. Why the hell would I need Wi-Fi to select an eSIM? Are you stupid? Connect to the internet. I mean, by not connecting to the internet, I won't be connected to the internet. Wow. Wi-Fi is required to connect to the internet. Who would have thought, Samsung? Wow, thanks. Tell me more. Install software updates. That's probably for the best, by the way. Samsung is pretty good at, let's say it gently, fucking over their users by updates that are destroying their devices and how well they work. So honestly, I would probably use that as a benefit, not updating your device. God forbid you have a Q990D soundbar from Samsung that just got a forced update onto it that completely broke it. Well done, Samsung. Use device protection features. Well, that's just absolute bullshit. You can still protect your device with PIN, pattern, or password. What they are actually referring here to, just to not scare you away, is their BS Knox protection. Now, that is more of a hindrance, I would say, for these devices rather than protection, but to each their own. So I'm going to be skipping it because it's not like Samsung ever offers anything good with their network or even Samsung accounts, which we're gonna get to in a second too. Now, because I didn't connect to date and time, this is what they're supposed to tell me, is that I won't be able to log into Google accounts throughout the setup process, won't have my date and time set automatically, hence why this page is showing up, and won't get the software updates without it. That's what you're supposed to do, instead of fear-mongering. But thank you, Samsung, for not providing the actual important information. I'm glad I can be here to do that for you. Anyway, moving on, we have protect your phone. So, like I said, the previous message was absolute BS because we can protect our device by fingerprint, PIN, pattern, password, and face recognition. So I did actually miss 2 of them. You can choose whichever one you want, or you can skip this. Though I honestly wouldn't recommend not protecting your device. God forbid you ever lose your phone. Anyone could have access to it. That's probably not something that you want. So I'm gonna select skip anyway, but I'm gonna recommend you don't do what I just did. Next, we have Google services, and we have services like location, scanning, and sending user and diagnostic data. All the intrusive things that you might expect from Google. And you can turn all of those off, but don't be mistaken to think that they actually do much. We don't really have proof, but, allegedly, they should be turned off. But, if all these toggles did what they're supposed to do, companies like Google and other ones wouldn't be in antitrust lawsuits. So, just saying. If you rely on your location not being gathered, turning that off actually doesn't do that. That is a fact. And other things like, for instance, microphones listening to you, even when you don't have the green little bubble, are also listening to you. Because, let's just put it this way. Just for kind of like a security kind of reasons. Here's my phone. Personal one. And just to kind of put that out there, if I hold my power button, you get this icon right here that it's listening to me. Cool, right? The typical things. Now it's not listening to me. But hey, what if I do this? Okay, Google. Well, how would you know that I'm saying okay, Google, if you're not listening to me? And now we have this little green dot right here, which will disappear in a second. There we go, it's gone. And apparently now the phone isn't listening to me, but it knows when I'm saying the command to wake it up, which it shouldn't, because for God's sakes, the microphone shouldn't be listening to me. So I just want to point that out because, Google do be kind of creepy here. Anyway, moving on, we have Samsung services, and we have things like, the first one that you want to turn off is auto blocker. This is a new garbage from Samsung. That only Samsung has so far as I can tell, that basically blocks you from using your device the way you want it. So if you have some kind of third-party APK that, God forbid, didn't come from Samsung or Google stores themselves, this device will literally block you from installing it. Turn that shit off, it's absolutely useless. And it's customized services, so it just sounds like more data gathering. You can read exactly what this is, but to be honest, the name itself already throws me off. And personally, the data intelligence. Again, if it sounds like it's mumbo jumbo, that's because it's obfuscating the actual fact. So let's move on. I'm gonna deselect everything there. Next, we have choose your display mode, or basically theme, light or dark. I'm gonna I'll stick actually with the light one. Okay, moving on. Next, we should have a sign-in page from Samsung. Oh, no, never mind, not yet. So, because this is a folding display, right, it comes with its own problems. There is no way of sugarcoating this. These are not, like, things that you should need to deal with a device that costs $1,200, but here we are. So, because your device can do this, now you have some fantastic problems. So number one, don't press the screen hard because it's made out of plastic, so it can be damaged. Don't put anything between the screen because again, it's made out of plastic and it's as fragile as UK's Parliament Ecos. So yeah, let's not put anything there that could damage it. Next we have isn't dust resistant. Oh, okay, that's interesting. So it just tells you that it isn't dust. This phone is water resistant. Cool. Now I want to point out water resistance kind of refers to like it can get wet, but for instance it always refers to clean water. So for as an example, if you have a pool with chlorine, I think it is called, and if your phone gets damaged, no matter if that was the reason or not, Samsung will cancel basically any kind of warranty for it just because it detects chlorine, and that will be enough to void your warranty. So, you know, you're not covered with this at all. Next we have the protective layer right here. So there is a kind of like a screen protector on here, and you will notice it in about 6 months when it's going to start peeling off right here on this crease. So when it does, you actually have one free replacement covered, and you can take it to Samsung. They will replace it for free pretty quickly. You might experience that they do kind of a shitty job, and you will have some kind of like tiny little not air bubbles, but like where the glue just didn't get correctly to, as it is using the UV kind of glue kind of adhesive thing. You might typically see this kind of problem if you had a phone with a curved display and you have like curved tempered glass. You have to use the UV, and sometimes on the edges the glue didn't get there all the way correctly, and it just has this kind of like weird discolored, almost like air bubbles, but doesn't really seem like air bubbles. I don't know how to explain this. So yeah, that's what happens sometimes with these when they apply it correctly, and you're only covered for one. Subsequent ones will cost you apparently $50, though I haven't checked this myself. Before, I want to point out, I think with the, like, at least when I had a Fold 4, it was covered as long as the device was on warranty, which would make sense, because if this starts peeling off and you only covered for one and they last for about 6 months, maybe up to a year, then you might be actually able to get two of them. And if you don't replace it, that's grounds for Samsung to void your warranty. If you peel it yourself, that's grounds for voiding warranty. If it comes off on its own because you didn't replace it, again, your warranty is gone. So Samsung will take any opportunity to basically void your warranty as much as they can. So when it starts peeling off, go get that sorted right away, even if it's gonna cost you, because they can literally void your warranty for other benign, like if your screen stops working, the outside one, but your screen protector is damaged right here beyond what they would allow, you're not covered for the warranty, even though it has nothing to do with it. So like I said, be diligent with this one, get it replaced. Last thing, we have the magnets. The phone has magnets, so obviously keep it away from any kind of things that might be affected by it. Anyway, moving on, we're all set. Whoa. Okay. So by not connecting to network, Samsung actually finally removed this comically insulting screen where they were trying to fork out the Samsung account. Even when you didn't have network, they would try to get you to sign into it, and they give you some bullshit reasons why you should, which it was just BS, because everything that they offered was a copy of what Google offers. So I'm pleased to say it's no longer here. Yay! Anyway, that's basically all the setup. Took a bit longer. I did want to go a bit more in depth, sarcastically, into this, as I've been having just problems with Samsung all throughout a couple years now that I've been using it. So, and every time any kind of problem happened with their device, it was either caused by them or ignored by them. So I just wanted to voice my frustrations just so people are aware, and also just so you have some kind of idea of what to do in case, for instance, your screen protector starts peeling and your phone breaks for unrelated reason. In any case, if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and thanks for watching.